Imagine being Mikel Arteta. You inherit a club that was basically on life support. You resuscitate it with some tactical CPR. And the moment Arsenal starts breathing again, boom, the fans hand you a scalpel and yell, "Win the Champions League, or you're a fraud." Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola needed 7 years and £1 billion to finally lift that trophy. Klopp needed 9 attempts and at least one emotional breakdown. Mourinho? He had Cristiano Ronaldo and still couldn't do it at Madrid. But Arteta? He apparently had until last Tuesday to become a European legend, only to lose 2-1 to PSG and immediately trend on X like he just committed football treason. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the internet, where patience is dead, nuance is buried, and every semi-final exit is treated like a war crime. 1. Champions League. The managerial Squid Game. The Champions League is not a tournament. It's a multiverse where logic goes to die. Managers enter with high hopes and leave with press conference PTSD. It started in 1955, and since then it's been responsible for more emotional damage than Twitter. 1 second you're Zidane lifting it with grace. The next you're PSG inventing new ways to lose leads. Winning the Champions League is like getting a text back from your crush. Rare, magical, and usually doesn't happen on your first try. It tests everything: your tactics, your composure, your ability to explain to fans why you subbed off your top scorer in the 89th minute. Managers age 10 years per knockout round. It's science. Look at Pep's hairline. Now back to Arteta. He started with waves. Now, tension fade. And don't let the glitzy anthem fool you. The Champions League isn't a glamorous gala. It's a psychological thriller. VAR decisions that feel like plot twists, injury time goals that ruin your sleep schedule, and group stages that somehow put Manchester United in existential crisis every year. It's football's most prestigious panic attack, served in HD with extra heartbreak. 2. Pep Guardiola, the tactical philosopher king of almost. Pep Guardiola, the man, the myth, the bald mystic. At Bayern Munich, he inherited a team fresh off a Champions League win and still couldn't replicate it. 3 years. 3 semi-final exits. The only thing Pep lifted in Europe was everyone's expectations and then immediately dropped them again. Then he joined Manchester City with more financial backing than a Silicon Valley startup. And still, 7 years of trying, crying, and quarter-final frying. Pep tried everything. False nines, inverted fullbacks, a PowerPoint presentation on positional play. Still lost to Lyon. It's like he kept cooking 5-star meals but forgot to check if the oven was plugged in. Finally wins it in 2023, and suddenly the man who overthinks coin tosses becomes a Champions League mastermind. Sure, Jan. If Guardiola needed 9 attempts to figure this out, maybe Arteta should get at least 2. And let's not forget Pep's Champions League experiments, because nothing screams crunch time like reinventing the entire midfield hours before kickoff. He benched Rodri against Lyon and acted shocked when City's midfield collapsed like a Jenga tower in an earthquake. Watching Pep in Europe is like watching a genius attempt a magic trick. Sometimes it dazzles, sometimes it explodes in his face, and every time you wonder if he's doing it just to prove he's smarter than the rest of us. 3. Jurgen Klopp. Smiles, sweat, and a lot of second-place medals. Jurgen Klopp, the people's hugger. The man who made Liverpool fans believe again after decades of spiritual fasting. Final in 2013 with Dortmund. Loss. Final in 2018. Loss. And a goalkeeper auditioning for WWE. Finally wins it in 2019. Third time lucky, and only slightly traumatized. Klopp spent more time in Champions League finals than some players spend on the pitch, and still only won once. His early UCL run was like a Marvel trilogy. Part 1, hopeful. Part 2, heartbreak. Part 3, redemption arc. Liverpool fans didn't throw him out after the Karius meltdown. They gave him another season and a goalkeeper with actual hands. So if Klopp got 9 tries and unlimited teeth-whitening treatments, maybe give Arteta at least enough time to grow 1 gray hair. Ewan Trake. And you've gotta love how Klopp handles defeat, smiling through press conferences like a man who just dropped his ice cream and decided to compliment the cone. He talks about learning experiences while rival fans talk about bottling it. The man's charisma is so strong he could probably finish second in a spelling bee and still get a standing ovation. If Klopp's Champions League story teaches us anything, it's that success isn't always instant. It sometimes comes covered in sweat, setbacks, and suspicious German optimism. 4. Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. The special one gets schooled. Now to Jose Mourinho, the man who brought a parking lot's worth of buses to football, won the Champions League with Porto, won it with Inter, then went to Real Madrid and said, "Let's do that again." Spoiler alert, he didn't. Cristiano Ronaldo, check. Xabi Alonso, check. Sergio Ramos with the personality of a telenovela villain, check. Champions League, nope. Jose had the cast, the budget and the plot, but the Champions League was like, not today, Satan. Madrid wanted La Decima. Mourinho gave them meh, maybe next season. He reached 3 semis and got bounced like a spam email every time. If Mourinho, with an Avengers-level squad, couldn't win the UCL at Real, how are people mad that Arteta didn't beat PSG? And the drama? Oh, it was peak Mourinho. Every elimination came with fireworks. Referees were accused, grass length was questioned, and someone in the locker room probably got blamed for using the wrong shampoo. Watching Jose in the Champions League was like binging a Netflix series, unpredictable, over the top, and somehow always ending with a mysterious feud. If Mourinho couldn't charm, bully, or tactical nuke his way to a UCL with that Madrid squad, maybe, just maybe, we should stop pretending this trophy is easy pickings for anyone, let alone Arteta. 5. Mikel Arteta, calm down. He's not a wizard yet. Now we get to Mikel Arteta. Young manager, sharp suits, tactical Pinterest board in human form. Took over Arsenal when the vibe was Netflix in 10th place. He walked into chaos, cleaned it up, got Arsenal back into Europe, made them title contenders, and even made Gooners believe again, all in under 5 years. Last season, quarter-finals of the Champions League. Lost to Bayern. The same Bayern that gives English teams trauma flashbacks. Arteta's done more rebuilding than Bob the Builder, and some fans still act like he's supposed to win the treble by accident. Somewhere online there's a guy tweeting Arteta out while still living in his mum's basement, using Arsenal's Wi-Fi. He's turned Ramsdale into a cult hero, Saka into an icon, and Nketiah into, well, he tried. People forget, Arsenal hadn't even seen the Champions League since Wenger's final emo phase. Now they're competing. That's progress, not failure. And yes, Arsenal just lost 2-1 to PSG in the Champions League semi-final. Cue the hot takes and dramatic YouTube thumbnails. But if reaching the Final Four of Europe's toughest tournament, after dragging this club out of Thursday night obscurity, now counts as a failure, then we've all officially gone mad. Arteta didn't bottle it, he brawled with the elite, and came up just short. That's not shameful, it's seasoning. A fan on X said it best, "We go again, Mikel." Yes, we do, with therapy, and maybe a new striker. And let's be honest, Arteta isn't some footballing Gandalf with a wand tucked into his clipboard. He's learning on the job, dodging hot takes from pundits who change opinions faster than Nicholas Jackson misses chances. The man could draw with Barcelona, and people would still ask, but can he beat Luton away on a cold Tuesday night with a 3-4-2-1? Let the guy breathe. He's not a wizard. He's not a fraud. He's just a coach trying to turn Declan Rice into Xabi Alonso, and still make it home in time to iron his touchline cardigan. 6. Conclusion. Champions League glory takes time. So here's the real story. Pep took forever. Klopp almost cried into a Dortmund scarf. Mourinho got ghosted by the UCL with Cristiano Ronaldo on speed dial. And yet we expect Arteta to rock up, drop some vibes, and win the trophy like it's the Carabao Cup. Nah. Let the man cook. Champions League wins are like Michelin stars. Nobody gets one for microwaving success. Arteta deserves time. He's not just building a team, he's resuscitating an institution. And honestly doing a pretty good job. So if you're an Arsenal fan screaming for instant UCL glory, remember even Messi needed a team, not just vibes. Support the project. Back the man. And next time you feel angry after a semi-final exit, just remember Jose Mourinho had Cristiano. Arteta had Rob Holding at some point. Case closed. Arteta just took Arsenal to the Champions League semi-final, people. From who even is Lokonga, to nearly dancing with Inter in the final, that's an insane turnaround. If that's not progress, then what even is? This wasn't failure. It was a trailer for what's coming. So unless you're allergic to development, back the man. Trust the process, and stop acting like a 2-1 loss to PSG is the end of civilization. Closing thoughts. Don't be that fan. So what do you think? Is Arteta being judged too harshly, or do Arsenal fans just miss being dramatic? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button like it's a Bayern volley, and subscribe for more football banter, because we go again. Next season, with memes. And remember, if Pep, Klopp and Mourinho needed years, your fantasy football team manager should probably chill on demanding instant greatness from Arteta. Catch you in the next one.